Hello everyone, this is Ashwin, and today we are going to learn about Negotiable Instrument Act in the best way possible. Coming directly to the concept, what is Negotiable Instrument Act 1881? The source is English common law. The negotiable instrument means transferable written document. A document which can be transferred either voluntarily or through endorsement. A written document which can be endorsed or delivered. The meaning of the word endorsed here means something which is in written form, and delivery here means in hand or self voluntary transfer. So now what can be termed as negotiable instrument? Section 4, which is promissory note. Section 5, bills of exchange. Section 6, checks or demand draft. Demand draft come under the preview of section 6, the check. These three come under the preview of what can be termed as negotiable instruments. Now you find the same line in all of these negotiable instruments, that I promise to pay the bearer dash 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 the sum of dash 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 rupees dash with your signature. Now you find the same thing in currency notes. You have that promise that I promise to pay, if it is 10 rupees, I promise to pay sum of rupees 10. But these currency notes don't come under the preview of negotiable instrument. There will be two parties in a promissory note. One, a maker and a payee. The maker of a promissory note is the one who signs it, either instating another person that so much amount is supposed to be paid or supposed to be given to the payee. So there is only two parties. Now we'll go through checks, section 6, because you'll understand bill of exchange easily if you understand check. There are three parties in a check. First one, a drawee. In a check, a drawee is a bank. Second party here is a payee or the bearer, the person who's supposed to get the benefit. It might be the person whose name is mentioned or the person who has the possession of that particular check. Third party here is a drawer, or the person who's paying, from whose account the amount is supposed to come to you. Now in section 5, when you understand bills of exchange, there are two parties, transferor and transferee. Whereas in bill of exchange, the bearer will not be benefited. The amount will not be given to the bearer. It will be given to the transferee from the transferor. So there are only two parties. So the last concept here is the characteristics. There are four characteristics. First characteristics, transferable. Transferable, a document which can be transferred to another person. Two ways a transfer can be done. It is either by endorsement, endorsing a document, or delivery. Endorsing a document is through writing and making another person give it on your behalf. That is where the middleman comes in. That is where the bank comes in. Or through delivery. Delivery is a self-voluntary service. Second point, certainty. Now, you can give the money to anyone. It should be specified that to whom you are giving it or what amount you are giving. It cannot be either X or Y. It should be specific, particularly Y. It should not be 10,000 or 15,000. It should be precise, particular, certain, 14,000. Third one, independent title. Independent title is when X gives you a check, a negotiable instrument, and when you receive such a check, you will have your own independent title. You will have full right to access your ownership in that bounced check. That is when you can sue the other party and take the advantage of your title. So both the parties will have their independent right. Fourth point, the right to sue. Now here the concept of holder and holder in due course come. The entire notes is being given in Google Classroom. Also it will be put up in the description box below. A negotiable instrument in a holder or holder in due course's possession through theft cannot be accessible. It should be completely voluntarily from the transferor to the transferee. This was everything about the outline of Negotiable Instruments